On your mark, get ready, start.
Broadcasting from California and Delaware, this is the Hard Rocking Trivia Show. And here are your hosts, Mark and Danny.
All right, boys and girls, it's time for the Hard Rockin' Trivia Show. We're going to go. Oh, yeah, Danny's excited. We're ready to do this.
So excited.
We're already in our third month of 2026. Man, time flies when you get old, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. It's time. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, both of us are old men. Danny's a grandfather. I mean,
yeah, I can't believe it. It's already March. It's crazy. It just seemed like the 2025 was ending, and now all of a sudden we're what 20%, almost 20% into 2026.
I think a lot of it's just because we're so darn busy. Maybe time will slow down when we're retired and have nothing to do, but I don't see that happening for the next 20 years. There's always something to do.
Yeah, I don't want to retire and just sit around. Like, if I'm going to just sit around, I'll work. I like my jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I like my job too, and I got plenty to do. I got 18-year-old kids. There's always something going on with them. I got family members. There's always something going on with them. My wife and I plan on traveling once I retire, which will be now summer of 27. Boo! But, oh well, so that's the big announcement. I'm not retiring, but I like my jobs. So it's okay. And there's lots of shows to go to coming up in the next 5-6 months. Journey just started their 50th anniversary tour. I saw the set list. Lots of deeper cuts, like 26 songs deep. It's pretty cool. So it's worth going to see. And something happened last night at the Brits that I sent Danny the video to. I mean, there's been all kinds of Ozzy Osbourne tributes, and this time it was Robbie Williams, who I think we talked about a little while ago.
Yeah, the last show and show before.
Yeah, complete unknown here. Huge superstar everywhere else. So what they did on this particular awards was he fronted some members of Ozzy's band. It was Tommy Clufetos on drums, who's now in the Dead Daisies, monster drummer. Rob Trujillo from Metallica, who was in Ozzy Osbourne's band, on bass. Zach Wilde on guitar, and the keyboard player was, I think, Adam Wakeman, who's Rick Wakeman from Yes's son. So basically Ozzy's backing band with Robbie Williams singing No More Tears. If you didn't see it, I think he knocked it out of the park. What do you think, Dan? What do you think?
It was way better than Ozzy himself. It was fantastic. Of course, the band would be great, but Robbie Williams was awesome. Just so good.
And it was, I mean, most people don't think of Robbie Williams as singing hard rock, but there's a hard rock element to his music. But the band, I mean, just great. I mean, I wish they would have done a whole concert, but you know. And a lot of people don't know that there's a connection between Robbie Williams and Ozzy. Way back in 2002, when Ozzy got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Robbie Williams is the person who went up there and talked to, I guess he inducted him to the Rock Walk.
Really?
Yeah. So they've been friends forever. So and at the time they both lived out in Los Angeles. I don't know if they live out in Los Angeles. I know Robbie does because they can be left alone here. He's not a big star here, so he can walk around.
Yeah.
But Sharon,
I didn't recognize him at all. Watching him sing the Ozzy song, I didn't recognize him. If you'd asked me who it was, I'd be like, I don't know, but it's great.
Yeah, it was pretty good, pretty cool. And let me see, Sharon and what's the daughter's name? I forget the daughter's name already. Oh my God, Kelly. Yeah. They need to get off the Ozempic. Oh. It's scary. Some of these people are
Sharon she's a stick, man.
they're addicted to this stuff. We saw this with Karen Carpenter. I mean, you could see her withering away, and you can see it again. And I guess some people are freaking out. You shouldn't be shaming these people. No, it becomes a health issue after a while. Ozempic is a way to lose weight, sure, but it gets into the muscles. If you're not working out on a regular basis, it's gonna kill you. So you have to have a little balance there. Eat the right things, exercise, and take the stuff. But once you've lost the weight, get off of it.
Yeah.
That's the Hard Rock and Trivia stance on Big Pharma today. And our response is, be fat, be happy.
Hey, be happy. Don't worry. Be happy.
Yeah, be happy. Be happy with who you are. If you need a little help, I wasn't planning on going that direction, but we did. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into a little bit of rapid fire.
Sweet. All right, welcome back, everybody. Time for some rapid fire where we fire off 3 questions and try to stump each other. Sometimes they're hard, sometimes we make softballs, but I think you might get 1 or 2 of mine. I don't think you'll get all 3, that's for sure. So,
okay, I think mine are kind of easy. I found them off of, I think, Instagram or something, and I thought they were interesting questions. So they might be too easy, but we'll give it a shot.
Okay. Well, my mom's in the habit of asking me rock questions, and she's always surprised when I know the answer. It's like, Mom, I host a music trivia podcast. Do you think I just do that because Mark and I are buddies? I mean, that's what started it, but I think I know a few things here and there. But it's funny, she always asks these questions, but this is one that she asked me, so we'll see if you can get this one or not.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
All right. Which Beatle had the first solo #1 after the Beatles broke up? And with what song?
Ooh, this could be a lot of different things. I'm going to say it's George, My Sweet Lord.
That is correct. Way to go.
Yes.
Yep. And it was only a couple months before Paul had his first #1 after the Beatles. So, yep.
Okay. And speaking of
they were still huge stars even after the Beatles.
And speaking of the Beatles, did you watch the Paul McCartney Wings documentary that just came out on Netflix?
Not yet.
I finished it yesterday. It's pretty good. There's some stuff on there that I didn't know, but for the most part, I did know it. It's good. Is it great? I don't think it's great, but if you're a Beatles fan, you'll like it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I always liked Wings. There's some stuff I didn't know about it. I didn't realize how Paul went away and just kind of lived on a farm in Scotland for a couple years, and how Linda didn't like the attention of being in the band. And she wasn't a musician. She was really a photographer. But how they managed to have 4 kids and tour the world. I mean, 4 little kids. Yeah. So it was interesting. It's worth watching. I know you're a Beatles fan, so you'll watch it. So I like it. Gets the seal of approval from us. All right.
2 thumbs way.
There you go.
1 thumb anyway. We'll see what the other says.
All right. Question 1 for you.
All right.
What band sings backing vocals on Chicago's "Wishing You Were Here"? I'm sure you know that song from your dad.
Wishing you were here. That's the Beach Boys.
That would be correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
they happen to be in the same studio.
Yeah.
You can tell. It's the harmonies.
It's completely obvious.
Yeah.
I love that.
Song.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I figured you'd get that.
I saw Chicago a few years ago at the Grand, and every single song, they played like 25 songs, and every single song, you're like, oh man, I love that song. And you play the next song. Oh, that's such a great song. Every single one of them. It's one of the best catalogs ever.
Yeah, they were on a roll.
70s, they couldn't be beat. Okay, question number 2 for you. How many new songs were released on the Van Halen Greatest Hits album, Best of Both Worlds?
New tracks. Oh, Best of Both Worlds. I believe it's either 2 or 3. I'm going to say 3.
Ah, that is correct. Yes, they had 3 new songs. It's About Time, Up for Breakfast, which is awesome, and Learning to See. But
Yeah.
you can definitely tell they were written at a certain time because that Up for Breakfast starts out exactly the same as
Danny's having a brain fart.
Why Can't This Be Love?
Okay.
It's not and that goes through the entire song. So they kind of had a thing going at that point. Yep, 3 new songs on that Greatest Hits album, and they're all pretty good.
It's funny that, and the song people trash the most is Up for Breakfast, and it's not because of the music. They trash it because of the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of silly.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's yeah, some of these songs I don't put much thought into, but Van Halen in general, the lyrics have not been great. I mean, the Amsterdam, come on, most of David Lee Roth lyrics, looking for a moonbeam. What are you talking about?
Right. As much as we love Van Halen, it's not about the lyrics for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've used them a number of times on our intellectual poetry.
Yeah, and Sammy's doing another residency and a little tour, and they're adding more different songs than the original. I think they're playing Cabo Wabo, and they're actually working up Amsterdam as a believe it. I can't believe they're working up that one. Though the music is awesome on that song, the lyrics suck. But they're not just doing the same songs they did, so it's cool that they're adding more in. So if you get a chance to see it, it's totally worth it because it's like 25 songs. Most of it's Van Halen. Some of it is Sammy solo, and they do a Montrose song as well. So it's well worth it.
Nice.
All right. Question 2 for you. Here's another one I think you're going to get. But all right.
Damn it.
What famous vocalist sings the chorus for Steely Dan's song Peg?
Oh, Michael McDonald.
Correct.
Yes.
I knew you'd get that.
Yeah,
And
he did a lot of backing vocals for them.
And they isolated the vocals on it because it's him, and instead of like doubling the vocals, he sings at different levels. It's him, and then they took all those different, sing it low, medium, and high, whatever, and then they put them all together. So yeah,
different harmonies.
Just the word Peg. It's him, but it's different harmonies with his voice. Yeah. These are songs I knew you could crush these, but I found
that song is so iconic, man, and he's a big part of that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've asked 2 old people's questions so far.
Yeah, really.
Chicago.
We're actually killing it. We're 4 for 4.
All right, I promise my next question won't be a band that your dad listened to in the 70s, okay? All right. That's what's coming.
I'm a huge fan of both Steely Dan and Chicago.
Yeah, me too. Not very hard rocking for the most part. Some of it is, but yeah.
Yeah.
I love it too.
All right, question 3 for you. Hammerfall is from what Swedish city? And I'll give you 5 choices. Malmo, which I've been to. Gothenburg, which I've been to. Stockholm, which I've been to. Halmstad, and Umeå, which I haven't been to those 2.
I'm going to guess Malmo.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Wow.
My next
Malmo's
guess was
really cool. Really cool.
My next guess was Gothenburg.
That is correct. Gothenburg.
Yeah, I've never been to Sweden. I always wanted to go.
It's fantastic. It really is. It's like a totally different country and everything.
Well, it is a totally different country. What year did you go? Because I heard it's changed a lot.
I was there. I went like 4 different times. through work. And one time I was there in December, and it snowed and snowed and snowed, but it was not a problem. They know exactly what they're doing. You know, it snows a half an inch in Texas, and people lose their freaking minds. Sweden, it snows 2 feet, and you're like, okay, wait, you're not going to be late for work, are you? It's unbelievable. But I will say, though, I'm not a big fan of the little fish.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's some kind of delicacy but I don't remember the name of it.
I went to a Swedish smorgasbord one time for dinner one night. The whole team went, and they had a whole table of these little fish. And, oh, no thanks.
Yeah.
But they did have meatballs, and they were fantastic. So
somebody in Sweden will send us this is the name of that smelly fish, I guess. I always think of, you ever seen that movie?
Pickled herring.
Pickled herring, yeah. Oh, I'm staying away from that crap. You ever seen the movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I always think of Sweden, cold like that. And
yeah.
I'll visit someday. Maybe Sweden Rock is in our future. I don't know.
Yeah, Maybe that
would be cool. All right, question.
If you want a really good book suggestion, read that series, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. All 3 books are fantastic.
Yeah. I saw the original, because there's actually 3 movies. I saw the original 3 in Swedish, because the American version is a little bit different, starting the guy who played James Bond.
Yeah.
But there's original versions of it, and I'm not going to read, Danny. I'm in my 60s now. Come on. So I saw the original. I always enjoyed those movies. I mean, they're twisted as hell and dark, but
the books
great
are
story.
So good.
Okay, cool.
They remind me a lot of Dan Brown books, like the one that had the looking for the what is it?
Reading with Danny Davis.
Yeah, reading. If he could remember what he freaking read, I don't know. Anyway, the Dan Brown books are awesome too.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me one of those at work one day, and I ended up reading the entire night. Gave it a book back the next day and said, "Here, take this thing back." It was great book.
Yeah, my wife likes to read, and Dan Brown, she likes Dan Brown too. So, for all you readers out there, listen to Dan. We should have book club with Dan. There you go.
Yeah, maybe not.
I tell you what, working with kids, I don't see anybody reading. The kids I work with, not one of them. It's just a thing they just look at their phones all day. It's pretty sad.
I tell you, you want to be smart. You want to have smart kids. Get them reading.
Yeah.
Because my granddaughter started reading right from the beginning, and she's a freaking genius.
I tried. It's hard. It's an uphill battle. I don't even read. The only thing I really read is autobiographies, and it's usually a rock star. I'll read those because I'm interested in it, but stories, not so much anymore.
Yeah, I'm reading a book right now for my work book club, and it's brutal. It's called Angela's Ashes. Ooh, just about the Irish back in the early 1900s, just how bad everything was.
Eesh.
And it's kind of a biography of this guy and his family and his mom. And Angela is the mom. And it is brutal. Just, oh my God, just one thing after another happens to this family. Anyway, I still need question 3 from you.
Yeah, so hopefully we haven't lost everybody with the book club thing. But let's try this. Let's go with some 80s metal. Here we go. Question 3. Iron Maiden just got nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All previous members of the band that appear on an album are listed to go in, except for one. Who's the one member of Iron Maiden not on that list to go in if Iron Maiden goes in?
Oh, I've got to say Dennis Stratton.
Incorrect. Dennis Stratton is on the list to go in. I'll give you a second guess.
Is it a later member?
Yeah.
Or an early member? Later member. Blaze.
Blaze Bayley is the only one who's been on a studio album not to be inducted. And it's interesting. Wow. Dennis was only on 1 album, and Blaze was on 2. But we'll get into how crazy the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in just a little bit. But yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. On that note, let's go to commercial break, and then we're going to go into, I guess it's our yearly trashing of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, maybe not this time. Maybe we'll say how great a job they did.
Yeah,
Maybe.
okay. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. All right, boys and girls, we're back, and we're going to talk about the recent list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes,
Sorry.
as usual. I guess Tom Morello is part of this, and I had hope that Tom would right the ship. It's not working out too good there. They have 17 nominees. Eddie Trunk went on a rant about them. He figured that out of the 17 for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, only 8 of them are actually considered rock, which means 9 of them aren't. This doesn't. I mean, we're not going to change the way they are. It's crazy.
I'd be hard pressed to find 8, but maybe so if you're being a little bit liberal with it.
Yeah. Well, there's the key there. Yeah. People will call. I mean, we're older guys. Danny's 59, I'm 61, so we think rock and roll is a certain way, and I guess the younger generation, I don't even know if it's the younger generation, it's just certain people just want to say rock and roll is just popular music. I don't think so.
No, it's not.
We got hip
music.
Yeah. Yeah, we got hip hop artists, we got country artists that are in, and we got all these rock and roll bands and artists that aren't in, so it doesn't make much sense to us. So we're going to go through it. Oh, by the way, if you want to vote, because there is a vote for just people, random people like us, you can vote once a day, and when they calculate it, they could have millions of votes, and our vote only counts as one.
Collectively.
It's nut.
Our vote as the public counts as one, and how many voters are there? Like actual voters?
I think it's a little over 1,000. Because if you win, you're automatically a voter, and some people who are rock critics, some industry people, and if you're in as an artist or something else, you can vote too. So go to vote.rockhall.com and you can vote once a day. And I voted this morning, so I got a tally of the current standings in the Rock Hall voting. And they make it a little more complicated to vote now, because in the past, I guess they're doing this to stop the bots from voting or people trying to stuff the ballots. I don't know why you would.
Who gives a shit anyway about if you're stuffing the ballot? Then because all of that gets collated into one vote, one of 1,000 or so votes. So you could vote 10,000 times. It makes no freaking difference. Because your vote count, if you're going to vote for Iron Maiden, that's one vote out of 1,000. You think one vote out of 1,000 is going to make a difference? No.
So I'll show you how crazy this is. Because in the past, you used to go on the screen and collect the 5 artists you wanted and submit it, and that was it. Now, when you do it, they want your email address, they want your name, and they send you a 6-digit code. You take that 6-digit code and then put it in, and then you can vote. So
I'm not doing that. There's not a chance in hell I'm doing that.
So just for S's and giggles, I did that, and I got my little 6-digit code. But I don't think that code. I think that code's probably good once a vote. So you have to go through all that. So, which could explain this current standings, because we'll go through.
So why don't I go through and read the names as I got them off the list, and then we can talk about each one, and then we'll go through. You tell me where everybody stands.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So I guess this looks like it's alphabetical. So the first one on the list is the Black Crowes, which I get. They're absolutely a rock band. I could see them. They had a couple of huge hits, so I'm okay with them being nominated.
Yeah, I agree. They're a Southern rock band. They're very good at what they do. they still play and they still draw people. So they're still an act that people want to see. So I get it on those terms. But my thing is, you're missing all the 70s bands. The Black Crowes came out in what, early 90s? What about all the bands back in the 70s and late 60s that still aren't in? But again, I'm okay with the Black.
That's an argument for every single. That makes no difference of the Black Crowes or any of these other bands, because the Rock Hall has missed so many bands from the 70s. Until they put Thin Lizzy in there, I don't want to hear about it.
Right. So I'm with you. Black Crowes, absolutely. Rock band. Okay with that.
Yeah. Next up is Jeff Buckley. I know him a little bit. I know he's a studio guitar guy. I couldn't tell you any of his hits.
He didn't have any.
He has any hits. So, I mean, this is kind of seems to me kind of an artist or critic nomination, which I'm not into those at all.
All right, so here's what I know about Jeff Buckley. He released one album in the 90s called Grace, and then he died. And there's been some post albums that came out after his death, which were demos and some live recordings. But yeah, he literally had one album. It wasn't that successful, and he died. And there's a whole documentary. I guess his dad is a similar story. I guess he was an artist, and he died early. So it's more of a sympathy vote, I guess. I don't know if his music is great. Some people say it is, but it wasn't popular at all. So it's maybe more of a sympathy thing. I do want to see the documentary, and I couldn't tell you if his music is good or not. Honestly, so I would say it's a no on that. It wasn't a huge impact. It really wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he may be great, and that album might be fantastic, but to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I mean, people would walk by his whatever they do at the Rock Hall, whether it's a wall or a poster, or I don't really know, but they'd walk by and go, who? What?
Right.
Yeah, so anyway.
So it's a no for me on that.
Yeah, me too. Next up, a big fat no for me is Mariah Carey. One, she's not rock at all. I mean, maybe she could go in the R&B Hall of Fame. But see, the times I've seen her perform, she doesn't seem to care at all. That whole thing she did on New Year's a few years ago where she was completely wasted. It just, I lost any respect for her at all. I don't care about her octave range or multi-octave range. I don't care about that. Be a professional. I mean, yeah, she had some gigantic hits, and if I hear anybody else call her the Queen of Christmas, I'm going to puke. Just because she has one freaking song. But, she does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right. She's a pop singer. At one time, she had a great voice. I think her voice is gone now. Nothing to do with rock whatsoever. Pop Hall of Fame, R&B Hall of Fame, absolutely. Rock, no. Yeah, apparently she's not very nice to the people who work for her, so that's a no for me on many levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up is Phil Collins, who has been inducted as a member of Genesis. He is not in as a solo artist, but this is what that nomination's for. And I am totally for this one. The guy was a monster solo artist. I mean, he was huge in Genesis and just almost as big as a solo artist. So, and I would consider him rock, kind of on the poppy side, but absolutely.
Right. And his story is amazing, too, because in Genesis, he was the original drummer. Peter Gabriel was the singer. And when Peter Gabriel left the band, they auditioned all these people to replace Peter Gabriel, and they couldn't find anybody. And they just said they just settled on Phil to become the drummer / lead vocalist. And from there, Genesis really took off in America. And as a solo artist, he had some rock stuff.
I think they went from like obscure prog type of band to just huge megastars after Phil became the singer.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising. Peter Gabriel had a nice career as a solo artist, but Genesis really took off. And then Phil did his thing. Some of it's pop, some of it's rock. I guess I really don't have an issue, but you know what? He's already in. Let's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's get some of these older artists that aren't even in. I mean, they did the same thing with Stevie Nicks, and Phil's going to get in. Stevie Nicks got in. Stevie Nicks was already in with Fleetwood Mac. Don't you think that's good enough? Oh, well. But yeah, Phil should be in.
I don't know about because there's some guys that are in it 3 times. But really, should they be? I don't know. If you're in it once, what's the difference?
And there's plenty of people that should be in there, but I guess the critics think, oh, those people really shouldn't be in it. So let's focus on the 90s and beyond now. That's what seems 80s and 90s beyond now, but they forgot about so many other people. So I don't know how these people think.
All right, next up is Melissa Etheridge. I'm not really a fan. Maybe she could go in the Songwriters Hall of Fame because her songs are great. I'm not much of a fan of her voice. Her songs are okay. I mean, I can understand the talent it takes to write the songs, and she has that. But I'm not a giant fan of those. But still, we're getting back to this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Melissa Etheridge is more like a folky kind.
Right. A few years back, some people were complaining that there wasn't enough women in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So in the last 5 or 6 years, and you notice they're putting more women on the list. Melissa Etheridge is good at what she does, and she had a little run there. I'm not a fan, but I respect that she's a good songwriter. It's not my kind of thing, but did it make a huge impact? I think it made an impact in the gay and lesbian community more than it did overall with everybody else.
Yeah.
Is she good at what she does? Yes. Is she rock? Yeah, kind of folk/rock. Do I think she should be in yet? No, not even close. No, pass.
Yeah, I think she's a little bit too recent.
Yeah.
All right, next up on the list, Lauryn Hill. No effing way. She's not even close to rock. Are you kidding me? I mean, is there a rap hall of fame? I'm assuming there is, or an R&B, or whatever you want to call it, that she should be in. Great. I mean, she's a huge artist. I know that. She's huge because I've heard of her, even though I'm not into that genre of music. But Lauryn Hill, nope, not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Again, I agree 1,000%. Monster talent, great singer, good at what she does, not rock and roll. Not even close. It's a no-brainer. Now when we put Tina Turner in, rock and roll, Tina Turner, absolutely. Lauryn Hill, not even close. Nope. Next
up is Billy Idol, and this is not his first nomination, but he should absolutely be in there. He had some monster hits back in the late 80s. He's definitely not going to get in with his former band, but as a solo artist, absolutely he should be in.
Right. His former band was Generation X. To be honest with you, they weren't very good. They were okay. I mean, I wouldn't consider them top of the food chain in the punk thing. No, they were all right. Billy Idol, who was managed by Kiss's old manager. Did you know that?
No. Bill Aucoin?
Bill Aucoin managed Billy Idol in the beginning. And
okay.
He had a string of hits in the 80s, and he was all over MTV. And part of the reason I think he should be in was for that, and he just recently kind of came back and started touring again, and the man draws a lot of people. So there's still an interest. So the longevity thing with Billy Idol is a bonus. And he's been in movies. He is rock. Definitely represents rock really well. Can still sing, draw people. Definitely. He's a 100% thumbs up. Double thumbs up for the Hard Rockin' Trivia Show. Yep.
Next up is another first-time nominee. It's NXS, which I was never a huge fan, but they were enormous. Gigantic band, of course. And they were rock. I mean, kind of on the poppy side of rock. So I'm actually okay with them. It seems like it may be a little bit early. But again, the argument of you've missed a lot of the 70s bands, so why should you be focusing on this one? We could say that with everybody, but NXS for me, I would give that depending on how many votes I would get, I would give them one.
Yeah, NXS to me was kind of like the Australian Duran Duran. And Duran got in like last year or the year before, something like that. NXS is probably the second biggest band ever to come out of Australia. Well, maybe third if you count the Bee Gees. So you go the Bee Gees, AC/DC. In the 80s, it was NXS. And they had a lot of hits. People forget how big they were. And then with the tragedy of losing Michael Hutchence, then they just kind of... But looking back on it, if you play their greatest hits, you go, oh, I know that one. Oh, I know that one. And they were...
I heard that song.
And they were legit rock band, not a hard rock band, but they were a legit rock band who kind of dabbled in a little pop and a little dance as well. But 100% yes for me on NXS, for sure.
Yep. Next up is Iron Maiden. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Iron Maiden. Oh my God.
Yeah,
And
Iron
I know they
Maiden.
don't care about it. And, you know, most of these, I don't know how many people really care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but Iron Maiden is like an absolute no-brainer for me. So I'm not going to say anything.
Right. Iron Maiden should have been in years ago. And just to put it into context, Iron Maiden is touring this year. And they're playing big venues in the United States. They play stadiums around the world. And I know here they're playing a soccer stadium where the LAFC plays. And that's probably about 30,000. So they can still draw people. Everybody knows who Iron Maiden is. They're probably in the top 5 right now of biggest bands in the world. Like you could throw out Metallica, U2. Iron Maiden is right there. Should have been, and they get no radio airplay whatsoever. Still draw.
Yeah, I hear them on Sirius because I listen to those stations that would play Iron Maiden, but
Yeah.
they should absolutely be in. And again, they probably don't care about that in the least.
Yeah, you're not going to hear them on DC 101. You might, or like 98 Rock Baltimore, but I don't know, 98 Rock might play them. But like in LA, we have KLOS. You won't hear Iron Maiden. You just won't. And yeah, they're playing a freaking soccer stadium. Give me a break. Double yes. I know Iron Maiden, they've said they really don't care if they get in or not. They're telling the fans, don't even bother. But they don't need it.
Yeah, what is that going to do for them? Nothing.
Yeah, the Rock Hall needs them more than Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden doesn't need them at all.
Yeah. So, enough said about Iron Maiden. 2 thumbs way up from us. Next one is Joy Division and New Order. Nope. Not nearly big enough. I mean, again, I think they had a huge cult following. They're the critics' darlings. But can you name one Joy Division or New Order song? I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe if you played me their biggest hit, I'd go, oh, that's them? Okay. So, yeah, no.
Yeah, in the alternative world, they're one of the bands that started that whole alternative scene genre. I don't know them at all. Were they influential? Sure, to alternative bands. I don't think they were big enough. They just weren't. But
No.
saying that means they'll probably get in this time.
Yeah, probably because that'll fit that whole niche group that really thinks the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame means something to somebody.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny. The bigger
It's like
bands.
they want to validate them or something. Validate the
Right.
Rock Hall by the Joy Division.
Yeah, And if you notice, the Rock Hall kind of ignores metal bands and AOR bands. And those two genres are much bigger than alternative. And just.
Yeah.
But what do we know?
All right. Yeah. We actually know what the F we're talking about. So, put us on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll get that straightened out.
Real quick.
Yeah. Anyway, next up, New Edition. Nope. Not rock and roll, not anything. If you want to put them in an R&B Hall of Fame, absolutely. I mean, yeah, New Edition was huge in that genre, but not a rock and roll Hall of Fame. Again, not going to do it.
Yeah, New Edition were a Boston boy band from the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, how many boy bands are we going to put in? I mean, is this going to be a run on boy bands? Who's next? New Kids on the Block, and then NSYNC, and then the Backstreet Boys. I mean, yeah, New Edition. I mean, if you go even back prior, Jackson 5 and Osmond Brothers were the first boy bands.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
New Edition.
Belle Biv DeVoe. And then before the Osmonds and the Jacksons, you got all those Motown groups. Should we put all those in? Not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no.
Even some of them are already. But I also have a personal thing, a personal connection with New Edition. I used to play basketball with a couple of those guys at Shoot Park in Woodland Hills. So Ronnie Bell and Ricky Bell and Ronnie DeVoe, I played basketball with all the time. So I knew those guys. They were nice guys. But it still wouldn't sway me.
They went from New Edition into Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah, so they did well for themselves. And I actually like some of their music, some of it. But and Bobby Brown came from that. Bobby Brown was a big performer back in the day in New Edition, but not Rock and Roll Hall. Not rock at all. Next.
Yeah, next. All right, next is Oasis, which I'm not really a fan. I've never been a fan of Oasis. I guess they could be considered rock. I don't know where else you could put them, really. They're not alternative. But I don't know. I would not vote for them, but that's because I'm not a huge Oasis fan. Do I think they deserve it? Maybe. But
Wow.
I'm just kind of very lukewarm on Oasis. I mean, yeah, okay, they have the Wonderwall, which is an enormous hit. Yeah, a couple other hits, but
It's a yes for me with Oasis. I'm not a huge fan either. They really had kind of one huge album in the United States. What's the Story? Morning Glory. But over in Europe, and especially the UK, they probably had 20-some hits. And just to let you know how big they were, when they played Los Angeles, they played the Rose Bowl and sold it out. I mean, that's 90,000 plus.
yeah.
I mean, for a band that hadn't really been together in years. So, and they sold the whole tour out immediately, playing stadiums in the U.S., and they weren't even that big in the U.S. Everywhere else, it was all stadiums. So if you can play rock music, it's kind of alternative with a little Beatles influence, because they were Beatles freaks. They're huge. And if they toured again, they would sell stadiums out. So are they rock compared to the rest of this list? Absolutely. It's 100% for me. Danny's lukewarm on them, but I get that.
Yeah, just because I'm not a huge fan, I don't know that if I was given 5 votes, I don't know if they would be one of my 5, but possibly. I mean, the rest of this list here, well, I guess the next person is Pink, which I like a lot. She's enormous. She's huge. She's definitely, for the solo female singers like that, she's more on the rock side than anybody. I know Butch Walker is her producer a lot of times, and he's a big fan. So I would probably give her my vote, even though this is a first-time nominee. She's it may be a little bit early for her, but she'd probably get my vote.
Right. Yeah, Pink, she does some dance stuff. She does some pop stuff. She does some rock stuff. Can she sing? Absolutely. There's the Butch Walker connection, which is a 2 thumbs up for us. I just think it's a little early. She should go in a little later, not yet. But does she belong in way before like a Mariah Carey, a Lauryn Hill? Absolutely. At least Pink has got some rock to her. And again, selling tickets, yeah, she's playing big venues in the United States. So she's still a draw. And so, yeah, she should be in, just not yet. So that's where I stand with her.
Agreed. Okay, there are 4 left.
Ooh.
Yeah. The first one here is Sade. Nope. Not even close. I mean, she's had a couple of gigantic hits. No.
Yeah. Sade, yes, I remember her having 2 hits. She's a easy listening / more jazz vocalist. And she was pretty big, and she's a very good singer. Not rock, though. So, no.
No, she had that Sweet as Taboo or something like that was her big song, I think. But, I could see her going into like a R&B Hall of Fame. But
right. Sweet as Taboo.
This is not her first nomination. But
yeah, I remember Smooth Operator and Sweet as Taboo, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was a very short period of time, too. So.
Yeah. Next up is Shakira. Nope. Once again, not a rock artist. This is her first nomination. Not a rock artist in the least. Maybe she could go in the Latin Music Hall of Fame or the R&B Hall of Fame, but Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no.
Yeah. Monster talent. I believe she'd already be in the Latin Hall of Fame. She's been around forever. And she's very attractive, let me tell you. I mean,
Mark likes the Latinas.
Yes, and she's very talented. She's been around for like over 30, 40 years. Yeah. Just not rock. Doesn't need to be.
Exactly.
Monster star, but no.
And that goes for the last 2 artists we have here. The first one, Luther Vandross. Monster voice. Just unbelievably good singer. I saw him, back in the mid-'80s. My wife and I and my dad went with us. And we were the only 3 white people in the place. But it was fantastic. The guy was unbelievable talent vocally. He could sing anything. He should be in the R&B Hall of Fame. Absolutely. No question. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? No.
Agreed. Great singer. Amazing singer. Great at what he did. Just not rock. Sorry.
Yeah. Same thing with the last one, Wu-Tang Clan. These guys are rap artists. They're not rock and roll, not rock at all. Put them in a rap Hall of Fame or a R&B if that's what you want to include in your R&B Hall of Fame. Definitely not.
Wu-Tang is probably one of the biggest or top 3 rap acts for sure. You still see kids running around and adults running around with Wu-Tang Clan shirts. They're huge. But has nothing to do with rock and roll music at all. Sorry, Snoop Dogg and all the rest of you people will say you guys should be in. No, you guys don't play instruments. You guys are great at what you do, but you're not rock. Sorry, not happening.
You strap on a Les Paul and start playing, then maybe we'll talk. But till then, no.
Yeah,
let's see how many of these bands we would consider rock. So we got the Black Crowes, Phil Collins, Melissa Etheridge, I guess, kinda. Billy Idol, NXS, Iron Maiden, Oasis, and Pink. So that's 8.
Yeah. And probably Jeff Buckley, too. He's rock.
Yeah. So maybe 9.
Yeah, still.
9 out of 17. That's 8 that aren't even close.
Yeah,
Not
and
good.
we won't even get into our snubs. We'll do snubs in the future. Though, if you listen to Eddie Trunk's show, they do a whole show on the snubs. It's a long list. We don't need to go into it right now. What we'd like to do is tell you what the current voting standings are right now for the Rock Hall, because you can vote. Guys, right now it just started. Over 1.4 million have already voted. So I'm going to go from the bottom to the top, what it is right now. All right.
Okay.
All right. In last place is Jeff Buckley. He's at 46,000. Then it goes to Shakira, which is 50,000. Joy Division New Order is at 54,000. The Black Crows are at 55,000. They're way down the list. What is wrong with you people? Then followed by another rock band, Oasis at 65,000. Melissa Etheridge is at 69,000. Lauryn Hill is at 76,000. Wu-Tang is at 78. Iron Maiden is at 82,000 right now. Not even in the top 5. What is wrong with you people? And I think the top 7 get in. So Iron Maiden is currently out of that list. Above Iron Maiden at 90,000, it is, ready for this? Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is over Iron Maiden.
See, that kind of crap just ruins my day. Are you kidding me?
And above Mariah Carey, currently at 96,000, is Sade. Sade. And finally, we get back into rock. Over 100,000. In excess is at 103,000. Above In Excess is somebody we just talked about. Luther Vandross is at 107,000 votes. And now we're going to get into the top 5. Coming in at number 5 and 107,000 is New Edition. Who is voting for this? Come on.
Not us.
I know that maybe the 6 members of New Edition have been voting every day. And that's why they have so many votes. And their families. That's the only thing I can think of. All right. Coming in above them. Bill at number... okay, so New Edition is actually 4. Luther Vandross was 5. At number 3, okay, the ship is starting to right itself a little bit. Billy Idol at 111,000. Okay. All right. Number 2, which is surprising to me, but we kind of think she's kind of rock, is Pink at 114,000.
Okay.
And number 1 is Phil Collins with 164,000. He's 50,000 above everybody else. Okay. And we thought...
I feel a little bit better about the top 3.
Right. So, the ones I voted for, because I did vote just to get the listings. I voted for Billy Idol, In Excess, Iron Maiden, Oasis, and the Black Crowes. That was my 5. Okay. I didn't vote for Phil Collins because I figured he'd get in anyway. So I wanted to give a little bit of love to the other rock artists. So, hopefully, you rockers out there, if you're interested and want to put the time in, you can vote if you want. Again, it only really counts as 1 vote, so it really doesn't really count. So,
yeah, you're 1.4 million votes. Your 1 vote isn't going to change any of that, and your 1 vote is 1.4 millionth of a vote that is 1 of 1,000. So, I'm not a huge statistics guy, but that is, even if you voted every day, not going to be you're not going to make a big impact.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better to vote, do it. I'm not going to vote every day. If I have a couple of minutes, I might. I think last time I voted maybe 3 times. And I believe that's open for 4 months. But I don't have the time to sit there and vote every day. I'm sorry.
Vote every day.
Especially when I know it doesn't really count for anything. On that note, we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. And we'll be back soon with another episode of the Hard Rockin' Trivia Show.
Woo!